And there's been a lot of big changes that have given us a lot of renewed energy as we look into the future. Some of the big changes that I'm talking about specifically are our merger with a respected peer in the industry, Uber, as well as multiple new product launches that I think you all know we have in the pipeline. We received, at the end of last year, we received an e-hailing license from Bank Negara, which we've been working towards for some time. So with all these changes and with a lot of, I think, our focus trained towards the future, one of the questions that I get asked quite often is, like, what does the future look like for Grab? And that's what I'm here to share with you guys today. Let's start with a quick recap of where we are today. We're in 209 cities across 8 ASEAN countries, so we are a truly Southeast Asian brand that started from Malaysia. We're already serving over 6 million rides today. We have 95 million downloads. So if you think about Southeast Asia's population, we are actually reaching quite a significant number of people. But very significantly for us, we are creating income for over 6 million micro-entrepreneurs. And what we mean by micro-entrepreneurs are the people who serve the daily needs that our Grab users actually benefit from. So for example, in Malaysia, it's a lot of ride-hailing driver partners. In other countries, we have delivery partners that serve food, logistics. We have a lot of merchants as well that boost their income via Grab. I'll share a little bit more about each one of these. But in Malaysia specifically, we set up, a lot of you know, we set up only a few years ago, mid-2012. Started as a taxi hailing service. In 2015, we expanded into a broader ride-hailing company. Today, we actually have amongst our ranks over 500 locals based in Malaysia, and of course a lot more people across Southeast Asia. We created a better income for over 100,000 driver partners in Malaysia. This is something that I get asked about quite often. And I think the goal is to compare us to the biggest source of income, so biggest employers in Malaysia. I think the beauty of our platform is that we're not about just creating employment for a few people. We're really about creating an alternative source of income for a lot of Malaysians. A lot of them have full-time jobs, and that's why you see over 100,000 people participating. And we're also the first ride-hailing company to participate in a major regional event, and that was basically the SEA Games last year. And so in Malaysia, we're already in 27 cities. I think around this time last year, you would have been here and heard that we had 5 cities and we have ambitions to grow that. Today, we're already in 27 cities with 2 additions in the last month. One thing that I can say is that we are committed to continue to reach more people in Malaysia, so we'll continue to look at how we can expand. But at this stage, people are saying, you guys are growing. I know that you're adding new services, I know you're adding new cities, reaching more people, but what does the future look like? So it's not for us to decide. It's actually something that we view as important for our users, our community, to tell us what they envision for the future of Grab. So we asked our community, what would you like to see in the future of Grab? And this is what we heard. Actually, too many things to share all of them. But it ranges, our users tell us that they want to see mobile payments, they want to see biometric, they want to see AI, big data. They want to see more transportation services. They want to see food, even things like Grab Heli and Grab Plane. Maybe we'll consider it. But what we've heard overwhelmingly is that our users want us to be a one-stop app. An app that you engage with in many ways. It serves many of your daily needs. And so we started to look at more ways to serve those needs, right? If you look at our past few years and the products we've launched, we've added 15 product categories. This is across Southeast Asia, so you'll see the timeline when we launched it in Southeast Asia. We started with transportation, of course, on your far left, went into logistics, and then we quickly noticed that our cities are getting gridlocked, right? And traffic congestion is something that no one can truly solve, but it requires everyone to come together to play a part. And so we opened up GrabHitch and GrabShare, our carpooling services to reduce congestion. Then we realized we have all these delivery partners. We can actually bring food and not just people to your door. Started to expand more into other public transportation, things that resemble like kind of mass transit a little bit more, Grab Coach, Grab Shuttle. And then Just Grab, of course, linking both of our traditional strong products, which is taxi hailing and private car hailing. And then we started to get into more consumer space. We had a whole rewards program launched, which actually leads into the future, which is Grab Financial Services. And completing, I think, that picture of transportation is Grab Cycle. Quite a few of these, 7 of these products you already see in Malaysia today, or we've actually started testing already. But what does the future really look like when we bring all of this together? I mean, are they just separate services that we hope to bring to different people? I think we really see this as an ecosystem. In the future, Grab will be your everyday app that serves all your daily essential needs. So let's go through the components, right? We start with transport, food and deliveries, everything that requires movement. Start with transport. What we see as the future of transport in Malaysia is not just ride hailing. It's not just private car ownerships. And it's not everyone taking the train because the station is always by your doorstep. We actually see our diverse cities as a challenging landscape that requires a combination of all our transport services, whether it's Grabs or whether it's like trains or buses. We see all of this coming together. So imagine a future where someone takes a train, someone takes a Grab to a train station, hops onto the train, gets out, unlocks a bicycle and gets to work. This is the future of multimodal that we envision. And then when you're in your office, think about lunchtime, right? Getting out sometimes can take quite a lot of time. So we have started a beta launch of our GrabFood platform in 4 areas. And you can expect a full launch by the end of May. Food delivery is something that we see as contributing to 3 different categories of stakeholders, which is why it's so important to us. The first is, of course, convenience to our passengers. Today, like, they just move around. Tomorrow, they don't have to move. They can get the food to move to them. And then pay with GrabPay, track their orders, and also, of course, earn Grab rewards points. But we see this as an additional source of income for our driver partners, especially those with motorbikes, not cars, right? And of course, also, we expect this to boost revenue for our merchants. Let's get into Grab Financial. I think you've heard announcements in this space, especially on the far left and also the middle, which is mobile payments and rewards. Grab Financial essentially is going to be our glue for this ecosystem, right? So you think about every service across. We started out accepting cash, but then cash in a taxi requires fiddling with change, right? So that's why we started payments. But as we look at more and more services, payments is that glue throughout. I think the same mobile wallet can serve transport, can serve your food needs, deliveries. And think about payments as something that is two-sided. So when you make a payment to your driver or your delivery partner, that person is part of this broader community and he spends it elsewhere as well. So we want to ease sort of the friction of having cash throughout the system. And of course, at every step of the way, we are adding rewards to the system so that everybody benefits from greater value. Those are the two that are already in Malaysia today. Agent network is pretty new to a lot of you, I think. In Indonesia, we have agents that actually go on the ground in rural areas to bring e-commerce to the ground, to bring financial services, increase access to those areas. And we might be looking at this as well in the future. And then of course all of that links into a broader goal of financial services, more financial inclusion, improving access to financing for all Malaysians, whether they're in the city or in the rural areas or in the villages. All this, I think, comes together in a broad goal that we all have for our nation, which is building towards a cashless future, which is not an easy task for one person, one body or one company to achieve. So we are actually trying to play our part. Starting with our own services, of course, e-hailing, starting with food deliveries, and then expanding to the everyday Malaysian needs. We are going to also bring cashless through GrabPay into basically your offline needs as well. Not just Grab services, but imagine paying for coffee, paying for your lunch, paying for groceries. And throughout the way, again, we'll layer on our Grab Rewards program. And in doing all of this, really, our hope is that we'll continue to serve our community that we've built. Of course, consumers on the left, we have 95 million downloads, so we want to look for more ways to serve them better rather than just serve more consumers. But then something we always feel strongly about is the right-hand side. Today we have 6 million micro-entrepreneurs. Those are the people that truly drive us to continue doing what we do. But what I really wanted to give you today is not just a summary of everything we've done. We wanted to share with you a sort of visualization of what that future could look like, because we're looking now 5 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead, right? Not just for the next product launch. So we hope that we can do this today via a simple video for your viewing pleasure.
We've evolved from a service that lets you book rides into one that connects multiple areas of your life. So you can commute, eat, make deliveries, and pay seamlessly through one app. This is the future of Grab. Soon, you'll be able to wake up, get ready, and leave your wallet at home. With just your Grab app, you'll have the option to choose rides based on comfort, speed, or budget preferences. The app will automatically mix and match transport options like this. If you're taking an on-demand shuttle bus, public transit, and a car, you'll be able to use your app to book and pay seamlessly for the entire journey. Throughout your day, you'll receive personalized, location-specific rewards like this one. Redeem your breakfast and send the order to the merchant instantly. Then pick it up on the way. Skip the queues and waiting time. Your driver has just arrived. While in transit, you pay your bills directly through the app using GrabPay. And your driver uses his mobile wallet to transfer his daughter's allowance. Before you know it, you've arrived, exactly on time. Your driver completes his trip. He's reached his savings goal. He creates a new goal. and his schedule is automatically updated. It's time for lunch. The roads look a little congested today, so you save time by ordering Grab food instead. In just a few taps, your craving is satisfied. You use the time you saved to buy a dress for this weekend's party. Meanwhile, your driver visits the Grab Driver Center, where a Grab rep greets him by name. He looks over Grab's rewarding programs and insurance options. Based on his good credit rating score, he's also offered microfinancing. They're all designed to help him reach his savings and let goals faster. After work, you bump into each other at the retail store. He's shopping for clothes and shoes for his daughter and uses Grab Express to get his packages delivered home. You say your goodbyes. And your driver unplugs his fully charged electric car. This future is in a Grab app you hold in your hands right now. It touches every part of your daily life and every segment of society to bring about a better, greener, and more sustainable future for everyone. Welcome to the future of Grab.
So, before I close, let me just say that we started out as a very small group of people with a lot of passion. That passion had to be channeled towards solving something. And we channeled all that passion towards solving one very core local need, which is access to transportation that is safe and that provides a better livelihood to our driver partners. But today, I'm here to share with you that we have used that passion, I think, and that local problem to build a very big community that we truly love. And in order to, when we think about our future, in order to serve that community better, we see the best path forward as us serving more and more daily needs for our Malaysians, and that's our commitment to you. Thank you very much.